We have focused on achieving only 2 goals in the black community. We've been working only on these 2 goals, and this is what our conference is about, for nearly 30 years. It is my deep belief that it will take 100 years to achieve these 2 goals. So none of us in this room will see the completion of these goals. Just as when our forefathers and ancestors began their fight for freedom, they did not live to see that come to fruition. So we will just pass the baton. Okay? Those 2 goals, number 1, to help black people build wealth that could be transferred intergenerationally. Right? As you heard me say, we're not poor, we're just broke. Right? We are not passing our wealth on. Our children will not be better off in most cases than we are. In other words, that's what the article was about. Right? Because because there's really no intergenerational transfer of wealth, because we're spending it all up, we're consuming it, we are not fulfilling our moral and spiritual obligations to future generations, understanding that everything we do for our children. Just as everything our parents did, they did for us. So what, in fact, are we doing for our children? So we focus on education and training around economic literacy, because we are an economically illiterate people. We absolutely have no concept on why wealth is important, right? We need to fix that. Now, I'm not talking about all of us. I'm just talking about most of us. There are many that do understand money, how to leverage it, how to use it. But most of us don't, or we simply would not be in the state that we're in. So that's the first goal, the intergenerational transfer of wealth. People ask me all the time, Dr. Fraser, can you give me an example of the intergenerational transfer of wealth right now? Sure. Let's say you have 2 children. They're smart, and they qualify to go to Harvard, Yale, Morehouse, or Spelman at $55,000 a year. Can you pay for your child's college education, or will you stick your child with a $250,000 bill when they get out? That's the intergenerational transfer of wealth right now. You have 2 children. Your daughter decides to marry a handsome, successful young man. Can you do what Jewish parents do when their kids get married? Buy them their first home? Can you do that? How about can you put a down payment for them? Forget about buying a home. Can you give them 20 grand right now? 30 grand, 40 grand? So they can help them buy their first home? That's the intergenerational transfer of wealth right now. So we don't have to wait 100 years to understand why this is so important. The second goal is to help black people become the #1 employer of black people by the end of the 21st century. That we must create work and jobs for our people, because that's the only way to raise up the poor. And every immigrant group that has ever come to this wonderful country has understood that, but black people. Jews are the #1 employer of Jews. Asians are the #1 employer of Asians. In fact, they have solved their unemployment problem in the Asian community with a simple solution. You know what that solution is, right? Chinese restaurants. And who do they employ in Chinese restaurants? Their own people, and there are millions of them, and there are plenty of them in our own neighborhoods. And we line up to buy Chinese food. You ever see Chinese people line up to buy soul food? Shit, I ain't never seen that anywhere in America. They ain't thinking about you and what you offer. They thinking about them and what they offer you. And most of us are just fine with that, because we have no consciousness around doing anything to fix that. So we must create work and jobs for our people. Now, I am not suggesting to all black people that that we should resign from the public and private sector and go start businesses. Oh, no, 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 no. There's some Negroes out there that should not be within 100 yards of owning a business. Right? You know, I don't know how long you've been black, but I've been black for 70 years. We have business people and we have business people. And the job of Fraser and the Power Networking Conference is to put the business people out of business. Right? Because they're messing it up for those of us who are trying to do serious business. Now, we have all met some black business people who ain't taking care of business. They do not deserve your support. Yes, I support utilizing black businesses. Absolutely. But I use the Jewish philosophy. I learned this from Jews. Jews do not support Jewish businesses just because they're Jewish. Oh, no, Jews are much smarter than that. Jews will tell you, all things being equal, quality, value, and service. See, I could tell you to buy from a black, but you ain't getting quality, value, and service. You ain't stupid. You're not going to waste your money. Right? But all things being equal, same quality, value, and service, I'm a Jew, you're a Jew. That's the tiebreaker. But all things have to be equal first. And then we are of the same kind. You get my business. Yeah, there may be a brother that is of equal quality, value, and service, and Jews love black people, but no, they're going to do business, generally speaking, with their own kind first. All things being equal, right? So we help our people to chase excellence and not chase money. You see, money will always find excellence. In fact, when you become amazing and excellent at what you do, you will not be able to get out of the way of money. Most of us have that ass backwards. We are chasing money. We are not honing and developing and refining our skills. We figured, we got an education. I got a high school diploma. I may even have a college degree. That's all I need. Well, let me give you some statistics about brothers and sisters with college degrees. I read this statistic. I'm praying to God that this is not true, but I'm going to give you the statistic as I read it. 67% of African Americans that have a college degree, once they graduate from college, never read another book in their life. Let's just say that's half true. Well, if you ain't reading, you're in serious trouble, right? You are not engaged in personal growth and development, constant never-ending improvement, and lifelong learning, because education is the foundation, but it ain't going to get you where you need to go. You have to constantly reinvest in yourself.